Okay, so we're going to look at the polydistortion effects inside of the Boss GP-10, and I'm starting off with, a patch that already has polyphonic distortion. Always gets you there faster because some of the work's already been done. I'm using the editor, but you could do this without the editor. First thing I'm going to do is turn off the normal pickup, so that's out of the mix, and I'm going to disable the reverb, the chorus, the noise suppression. I'll go ahead and turn off the amp. So the only thing that we're listening to right now is just the polyphonic distortion. And let's look at the parameters here. So I'm going to click on the button for modeling. And the controls may not do exactly what you expect them to do. First, we have gain. And gain, I think, does what you expect. So if you turn it all the way to maximum, we're getting maximum gain. If we back it down to, halfway, and then reduce it some more. So gain kind of works like you think it should. Let's just go into the maximum gain. Now let's look at tone. Tone is also really straightforward. It's just an overall treble cutoff. And we'll turn it to around the middle position. Now the more interesting controls are the gain balance and the color control. So I'm going to turn the color control all the way off for now, and let's just look at gain balance. So gain balance controls the balance of distortion between the low strings and the high strings. If we turn this control all the way counterclockwise, it adds the most distortion to the high strings on the guitar. And then as you work your way down, less distortion on the lower strings. If we go all the way in the opposite direction, you can hear there's more distortion on the lower strings. Now, my feeling is that the higher strings kind of need that extra distortion because, on a steel string electric guitar, you've got wound round strings on the lower strings. They tend to have a little bit more output, a little bit more body. So I do want to have some extra gain on the higher strings. Now, color is a really curious term for what this knob does. When it's all the way counterclockwise, like it is now, we get a very monophonic sound, which is really kind of classic polydistortion. Every string has its own little fuzz pedal, and they're all treated equally. As you turn up color, what happens is that the output from each string, the individual output, is mixed into the group output, and the strings are panned hard left and hard right. Let's have a listen. And if we go all the way to the maximum, I mean, this is kind of cool because it takes what would otherwise be a very monophonic sound and gives it a stereo spread. And then, this is kind of on the whole, when you're talking about Hex Fuzz, this is what we're talking about. Same amount of distortion on every string. You're able to play complex chords without having that kind of crosstalk, that intermodulation you would typically get between strings. And then level, of course, controls the overall level. If you crank up the tone control, you can get a pretty bitey sound out of it. So those are the basics of the Poly Effects Hex Distortion in the Boss GP-10. Once you've got the sound dialed in like you like it, then it's kind of fun to add in, you know, some of the sweeteners. So if you're a little concerned about the noise, go ahead and add in the noise suppression. No noise at all. Add in some reverb. Add in some chorusing as well. Now, if you look at the default chorus, it's a mono chorus. So let's go ahead and try stereo 1. And then also with delay as well, we've got, if you click on delay, just a basic mono delay. It's kind of fun for just adding a little slap, but if you go to stereo, and let's match the output of the effect and the delay level. I mean, and that's why you've got a GP-10, right? Because you can layer all these effects together. Okay, I'm going to turn that off for now. So I hope, let's try that one more time. I hope you found this useful. On how to get really great Hex Fuzz tones from the Boss GP-10.